What if the person you wake up next to every day, the person you built a home and a family with, had already drifted away long before you realized it? What if the nights she spent quietly tapping on her phone weren't harmless distractions, but the beginning of a hidden world where you no longer existed? And what if the truth only came out not because she chose honesty, but because the man she fell for decided he was done? This isn't a story about one mistake. It's a story about the slow, silent collapse of a marriage, one message at a time. For more than 7 years, I believed my marriage was something steady. Not perfect, not magical every day, but real, reliable, and built on the kind of teamwork most couples struggle to achieve. My wife and I created a home together, raising our 2 little daughters with whatever strength, patience, and love we could gather in the middle of life's chaos. Our daughters filled the house with noise, tiny footsteps, loud giggles, sudden tantrums, toys scattered from the living room to the kitchen. Our days revolved around routines that often felt repetitive, but they were ours, and in those routines I found comfort. I believed she did too. I worked from home, juggling my job with helping raise our girls. Whenever I sensed she was overwhelmed, I'd take the kids out. Long drives, visits to the store, slow walks in the park, anything to give her a break. I thought I was supporting her. I thought I was easing her burden. I thought she saw it. Looking back now, I see how blind love can be. Because while I was busy trying to keep our home balanced, the ground beneath me was quietly moving. It began with subtle signs, barely noticeable at first. She started spending more time on her phone, a lot more. At first, it didn't worry me. We both valued privacy. We had always trusted each other. I never felt the need to look over her shoulder or question what she was doing. She'd scroll late into the night, sometimes long after I had gone to sleep. Occasionally, I'd wake up and see her screen glowing in the darkness while she typed quickly, her expression halfway between focus and a soft smile. I told myself she was just decompressing, that social media was her escape, that motherhood had drained her and she needed these small pockets of distraction to survive. I convinced myself this was normal. But gradually, the distance between us grew. Our conversations became short and surface level. When I tried to hug her, she tensed. When I kissed her, she pulled away with a distracted, "I'm tired." She stopped laughing at the jokes she used to find hilarious. She stopped reaching for my hand. Even her eyes, the eyes I knew so well, never lingered on mine anymore. It was as if something inside her had closed its doors. Still, I didn't push. Still, I didn't question. Still, I respected her space. Because I never imagined betrayal could grow in silence. Then came the night everything changed. The girls were finally asleep. The house peaceful for the first time that day. I was cleaning up toys when she came into the room and stood behind me quietly, her hands shaking. She looked terrified, like she was carrying something too heavy to hold anymore. "We need to talk," she whispered. My heart instantly tightened. I knew something was wrong, but I wasn't prepared for what came next. She told me she had been talking to someone online, a man she met on social media, a man who was also married, also a father. At first, she said, their conversations were harmless, friendly exchanges, light jokes, random chats. But then those conversations deepened. She began turning to him for comfort, for connection, for emotional validation. They talked every day, during nap times, during meals, late at night while I lay asleep beside her. They talked about their lives, their frustrations, their desires, their feelings. They built a separate world through messages and calls, a world where I didn't exist. And then she said the words I never imagined I'd hear. We told each other we love you. It felt like the ground split beneath me. My throat tightened. My ears rang. My hands went numb. I couldn't understand how the woman who once cried with joy on our wedding day could look me in the eyes now and admit she had given another man the most intimate part of our relationship, her heart. She insisted they never met in person. She insisted nothing physical happened. She said distance kept it from going further, but emotional betrayal cuts deeper than physical sometimes. Because while bodies can be unfaithful in moments of weakness, hearts wander with intention. She didn't lose control. She willingly handed someone else the attention, affection, and emotional intimacy that once belonged to me. But the part that hurt the most, she didn't confess out of guilt. She confessed because the other man ended things. His wife discovered the affair and forced him to cut all contact. He blocked my wife and disappeared instantly. Only after she lost him did she come to me with the truth. That realization broke something inside me that I'm not sure will ever fully heal. She chose honesty only when her secret world collapsed. The days following her confession passed in a haze. I kept replaying everything in my head. The late-night messages, the sudden coldness, the emotional withdrawal, the strange smiles at her phone. Every small sign now felt like a warning I had ignored. I kept asking myself questions I didn't want to hear the answers to. Was I not enough? Was she unhappy for a long time? Did she ever try to talk to me before drifting away? Was she waiting for something from him that she never got from me? I couldn't find clarity, only pain. Our daughters continued living their innocent little lives, completely unaware of the tension floating in the air. They ran to us with the same joy, the same need for love. They laughed, called our names, tugged at our clothes. They had no idea their mother had emotionally abandoned me. No idea their father was breaking quietly. And that's what makes this so much harder. If it were just us, two adults, two broken hearts, maybe the choice would be clearer. But our girls are the center of everything. They need stability. They need love. They need a home without anger, resentment, or quiet bitterness. I don't want them growing up in a divided family. But I also don't want them growing up watching their parents silently hurt each other. I still love my wife, more than I wish I did, more than I should, given the circumstances. There's a part of me that desperately wants to fix things, to rebuild trust, to somehow restore what was damaged. But another part of me fears that no matter how hard we try, the memory of her betrayal will always sit in the shadows, waiting to resurface during arguments, during stress, during weak moments. I'm standing at a crossroads I never expected to face. Do I stay? Do I leave? Do I fight for a marriage she emotionally stepped out of? Or do I accept that the version of her I loved has already drifted too far? I don't know how to move forward. I don't know what healing even looks like. And I don't know if forgiveness is possible or if it's even the right path. So I find myself searching for guidance. If anyone has survived an emotional affair, if anyone has rebuilt a marriage after trust was shattered, if anyone has walked away and found peace, I need to know what helped you decide. I need to know what healing requires. I need to know if staying is strength or self-destruction. Because right now, all I have are questions, a broken heart, and two little girls who deserve a future free from the pain their parents are silently drowning in. If you've ever faced emotional betrayal, silent distance, or the slow collapse of trust in your relationship, your perspective could help someone going through it right now.